G'day, legends. Crypto is down, but it's not alone. Everything is down. The Australian stock market, the ASX, is one of the first stock markets to open up around the world because of our time zone. In the first 10 minutes this morning, it lost 6.3%, or $160 billion off of its, it was just wiped out. The US stocks are down over 10% for the last 48 hours, and the S&P 500 futures is projected to lose 4.3% when it opens tomorrow morning, American time, which will be about 3 a.m. here for any Aussies that need to know and want to do that type of thing. If you're sort of wanting to know, it's 3 a.m. I believe. Why is this? Still panic. It's panic because the trade wars have escalated. Other countries have started putting on their own reciprocal tariffs on the reciprocal tariffs, such as China and a few others. And so that's, stock market, it brings uncertainty into the stock market, which brings uncertainty into crypto. They are connected to a degree. The main reason I say they're connected is basically if you're a big institutional entity with lots of money in the stock market and you also own Bitcoin or other, say Ethereum, another blue chip, because they'll only own blue chips. But if you're selling your stocks, well, you're also going to sell your Bitcoin, aren't you? You're not going to just do one. They will do both. Okay, I've got notes here today. There's been so much that I thought I actually better write some down for you. Bitcoin has just an hour ago hit $76,712 US. It started in the last day, it was up over 84, about 84,500 US. So down 8%. So that's a very big drop in 24 hours for Bitcoin. Ethereum is down 15.1% in the last 24 hours. It's down to $1,536. I did say to people in my last video that I was projecting that it might get down to the 1500s, and that if you're a person that's been dollar cost averaging into Ethereum, that might be a good price for you, but you need to make those decisions yourself. I'm not a financial advisor, I'm just some guy on the internet. I'm also not an economist, for anyone who's wondering, but I've been doing a little bit of research to help you guys out. XRP is negative 17.5%, $1.75. I don't own any XRP. I've been pretty open about that. I'd be nearly looking at buying it back in. I sold it at the wrong time, but at that price, I might look at buying some, but I'm expecting this to go further. In my last video, I did actually say, when it was about the tariff day coming and what to expect, and I did say I thought we'd go down, and it looks like we've headed that direction. So hopefully I'm right and save you some time. That I'm expecting when the American stock market opens, the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq and all that, I'm expecting a sell-off which will drag Bitcoin and crypto down further. So you might get some of your favorite coins even cheaper, but it may also not be the bottom. So just know that if you buy, you may have to hold for a while before you see profits. And so, of course, all that it will always be on you, making your own decisions. Solana down negative 15.4%, down to $101.50. That was another one. I did point out that I was pretty sure Solana was headed for $100. It was about 113 or something when I said it. So we're getting pretty close. Could go through and down to about $90, I would be thinking. Sui down 15%, HBAR down 16.6%, Link down 14.5%, and even Litecoin, the old, some of the OGs like Litecoin, down 18%. I've put all those ones up. They're all ones I consider to be blue chip. Maybe not blue chip to me, but they are blue chip to, you know, investor community. These are ones that, if you're a sensible trader or investor in crypto, you will like at least something off of that list, I would imagine. And all of the blue chip ones seem to be the ones that were down the furthest. HBAR and Litecoin being the two biggest, I think. Oh, and XRP. So blue chips are the ones that's selling off. Everything else is about, on average, from what I could see, about 13% down. Next page. I'll do that in a different video. All right. Why are we at this point? And why is Trump holding so hard to these tariffs? No matter what he says about wanting to make America great again, and, you know, wanting the middle class and all that, yes, I do believe that's his aim. He's not just saying those things. I think the biggest underlying thing he's trying to do is to get the Treasury yield 10-year bonds down, because if they go down, he can refinance America's debt. They're $34 trillion in debt, or whatever it is. He can refinance that if he can get those 10-year bond yields down. And they're getting crushed. They're down to like 4% or something like that now. So they've come down quite substantially. I think they were nearly 1% higher than that. So, and that's in a very short period. So he's getting what he wants. So he'll get better loan terms for his next rollover. He wants to protect the US companies, and right now the statement that's coming out, and he did an interview on his Air Force One video this morning where he was quite rude to a few one of the journalists. So the basic message coming out right now is, I don't care about the stock market as of right now. These other things need to happen first. The stock market will be fine. That's what he said. So right now, crypto is kind of like, I don't want to use the word Titanic, but it's like a ship, and Trump has been driving the ship, and he's driven straight into an iceberg to slow it down. That's the idea, was he wanted to slow it down, and he wanted to crash this ship. But was there a better way of doing it? Or we'll say the ship was going to crash. The ship was going to crash is probably more of a way to put it. So Trump's driving the ship, and the ship was going to crash. But he hasn't told anyone. The way he's gone about it is he hasn't told anyone. He hasn't told the investors, and the stock market is panicking. It's like the people on the ship. They're panicking because there's not actually enough lifeboats. So some of them panicking and, you know, jumping off and all that type of thing. That's what it feels like. So in mentality around the place, I'm not phased whatsoever with what's happening. I'm trying to get my hands on some more capital so that I can invest more, but not right now. As I've said, I don't think it's the bottom. I think tomorrow, when I get up, I will see what the damage is, and we'll see how far this ship has sunk into the water. But it doesn't mean it'll necessarily be the bottom. It could take a couple of weeks, or, you know, a week, couple of days. I don't know. I'm not the person who's going to tell you how bad it's going to be or anything, or make projections. I'll just tell you what I'm thinking, and I just hope it helps you. So just keep calm. It's nothing really to worry about. If your money's in, it's in. Like, you can't do anything about it. You could go and sell. What if you're wrong? What if you wake up tomorrow? What if I'm wrong? Wake up tomorrow and it all reverses. I don't think that'll happen, but there's always a chance. So you just wait and see and do your best. But the same as if you were on a sinking ship, you got to keep calm and work out what you're going to do next. So, all right, that's it for me for now. Have a great afternoon. Go do something nice for someone else. Crypto Bogan out.